And welcome back, everyone, from Cindy Faye for this week's Who Would Win, or this Friday's anyway. We got Glacius, I believe that's how it's pronounced, Glacius versus Frost from Mortal Kombat. Glacius is essentially an alien being that is humanoid-esque, but is actually very malleable, and what their species is capable of doing is telekinetically assimilating the environment for adaptation into their body. No matter what the environment is, be it sand, magma, acid, or in Glacius' case, ice. Now, that being said, it's not foolproof. His armor's thick, and it can be shifted to water if need be, but it's still can be broken. It still can be defeated in combat. But he's more than capable of affecting the environment. He can move through ice very quickly, almost like a teleportation. He can shapeshift, fire icicles, the whole shebang. Frost is actually the the student of Sub-Zero. Now, she is not as capable of cryo manipulation as Sub-Zero is. Her main apparently shtick is to freeze the ice, freeze the ground, and use the ice to slide on to attack individuals. Which, okay, cool, fine, great. She is capable of still using some ice projectiles, and one of her go-to moves is ice daggers. She also gains cybernetic enhancements later on in the series, and stores like cryo weapons inside of her now. In a fight to the death, which is what this definitely would be, who would win in a fight? In terms of straight hand-to-hand capabilities, Frost has certainly got the edge. So they're starting to go on a technical level with each other. Glacius is certainly going to hold his own, if not have the Glacius will hold his own, but he doesn't have the raw technical skill she has. However, the immediate problem comes down to Sub-Zero's ice manipulation is honestly quite frankly better than Glacius's. Just on the sheer output, we know that Sub-Zero can freeze things. But Frost is nowhere near as powerful in cryomancy as Sub-Zero is. Add on to the fact that she uses her abilities about freezing things more for supplementary fighting than actual just straight on raw blasts of ice. And even if she freezes the environment, the ground to try to get an edge, Glacius is literally covered in ice. That literally doesn't mean anything. If anything, he can use the ice to just teleport right in front of her and skewer her or attack her. He's got the edge in terms of versatility. He can manipulate ice and liquid far easier than she can, and honestly to a far more dangerous degree. So you've got the more technical skill side of things versus the more adaptable manipulation of the environment and the element in question. So who wins in that overall fight? Well, with cybernetic enhancements, that gives her an edge in terms of, or at least ups her physical strength, which means she might be able to get a killing blow in on Glacius. However, the trade-off to that is she could, in fact, lose, those limbs could, in theory, be frozen off, assuming that they're not, cold resistant, or that are cold proof. And if Glacius takes advantage of that, for example, shifting from solid to liquid, getting water on there and freezing it to the point where it just freezes the arms off, he can definitely take more advantage over it. Add on the fact that he does have probably more experience fighting than she does, just because he seems to have been doing it A, longer, and B, she's still learning compared to her sensei. Or was at any rate. I'm not as cut up on the Mortal Kombat lore as I'd like to admit. So he probably has better experience. He's also probably got a more variety of opponents to deal with too. And if push comes to shove, Glacius can just adapt into a different element if need be. Now, that depends on what's around. But the point is, her elemental manipulation really isn't all that impressive compared to his. And any form of ice weaponry she tries to use on him, he in theory could just adhere to his body and use against her. I'd say it'd be a tough fight. She'd definitely be getting hits in at first. But his sheer versatility, I think, is going to trump her to unfortunate levels. To the point where he's probably going to end up going to be able to backstab her, just stick like a spike right there, and then just kind of explode her a little bit. Apparently, she can also launch her head off her body and explode it and grow a new one. That's a thing that happens. So, okay. Anyway, I would probably take Glacius in this fight myself. But this is just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you for the next one.